Hello and welcome. I'm waving from over here to give you something different. We're changing up the experience, even though you may enjoy the experience as it is. Why? Because this book might as well be called Nostalgia Force. Actually, I'm not going to do this for long because I'm like standing up at an awkward angle, leaning over my computer, and it's kind of goofy. Let's just block the view and sit down. There we go. Let me just run over. There's nothing in the... Oh, I must run over the little part of my backpack strap because it's sitting right over there. Anyway, over there. Anyway. Cyber Force. So I got to tell you, I don't have a lot of personal connection with these particular characters. In fact, I'm trying to think, and I think I've like the only one whose name I remember is Ripclaw. Isn't he like that red guy with finger claws, like Red Sabretooth or something? But boy, just flipping through this, look at this art. When I close my eyes and I think of comic books, there are only two art styles that really come to mind. And I'm going to just very generalize. No, I don't want that book. Is this the book I want? Well, I don't have an 80s Marvel book handy, it doesn't look like. Yeah, all these Marvel books I have are either reprints of older material or they're much newer than that. So they're not really suitable for the comparison I want to make here. Okay, so you just have to bear with me and we will describe. So, one style of art, when I close my eyes and I think, what does a comic book look like? What does a comic book look like? It looks a heck of a lot like this. When I was a kid, we kind of transitioned from one art style to another art style. And that transition is tied up with the birth of Image and all that kind of historical stuff. So when I think of what do the X-Men look like? It looks like this. Like this is what that kind of comic book looks like. If I think about it in my mind, hey, there's Ripclaw. I think that's his name. I mean, come on, look at her. That's Psylocke, dude. Just look at her. That's Betsy Braddock. That's Psylocke. Look at this guy. That's Mr. Deathstrike right there. He's like the only character's name I remember. Oh my god, he's all over the back of this book, isn't he? Ripclaw resin statue. I wonder if those are worth anything. That looks like a cool pose, man. And action figures. Did Todd McFarlane make these action figures? Or is like the crummy quality of these action figures the reason why Todd started a toy company? I don't know. Look at this, man. The line art is absolutely gorgeous. It just is. If anybody tells you that this is ugly, that this has no merit, they're wrong. The art looks good. Oh, dude. Is this the guy up here? With the crazy cybernetic eyes? That's awesome. Look at the inside of his mouth. Look at all the detail in there. In a modern comic, this would just be kind of like a pink blob, and maybe you'd have like a line to indicate that there's a tongue in there. Like, this is just insane. Look right here. Oh my god, I wish I hadn't just bagged gun cats. That would be the perfect example of why this... of the degeneration of comics. Look at this floor. Look at that floor. There is none of that that's actually necessary. Nobody has a floor like that. Even in your top secret science lab death experiment built into a Mayan ziggurat, like, nobody has a floor like this. Let's go look at a modern comic, and I'm not making fun of this book. I want that to be understood. I'm using it as an example. I actually enjoyed this book. Look at the floors. Look at the walls. Look at the floors. I think that's a floor. He could just be like floating in front of a wall for all I know. Look at the walls. Look at all this greebling, all this little detail, the little fiddly bits. There's not a single picture, not a single painting, not a single deformity on the wall, aside from this lighting, which just kind of is a gradient that I can't pinpoint an origin to. Now, it's also never showed how these people are laid out, whether they are in relation to each other. So for all I know, they're actually in different buildings entirely. They're just in identical rooms and they're talking by phone. No detail at all. This is a brand new book. Well, maybe it's not brand new. It's brand new to me. It says September 2018 on the inside cover. September 2018. Okay. So it's a relatively new book. I'm going to go ahead and carefully put it back in its bag. I like this book, and I don't want to get it dinged up. So this is not an insult. This is me taking care of something. Because I know on some other video I used bagging the book on video as an insult. But that was, I had just reviewed that book, you know. So I mean no disrespect to this book. I like it just fine. The art needs, well, it needs this. Now imagine that story. 2 bounty hunters catching a crazy alien predator on a jungle planet, fighting other bounty hunters, drawn in this kind of style. It would be a completely different look. It would be a completely different experience. Probably a better experience. I'm just trying to flip the pages. They're not very flexy. Silvestri and Claremont. You know, Chris Claremont quit Marvel. Just go to Image, right? Why didn't Mark Silvestri why didn't all of these guys just be like, yo, Chris, write our books for us? Think how different comic history would be if all these Image titles had great scripts underneath them. Dude, look at that dude. He looks so cool back there. Oh, look at this dude. Look at his hair, man. Look at the little action lines and stuff. The art's just gorgeous. I'm not even familiar with these characters, but I'm nostalgic for art that looks like this. Lord help me, that's probably why I backed Cyberfrog. Now let's look who did the script here. Eric Silvestri, that's what, his brother? I gotta admit, when I was flipping through this, I didn't really read the text. I just looked at the art because it was so dang pretty. So, what I'm getting at is, this is a nice looking book. I miss books that had nice looking art. You know, there's some modern books. Like if I had a copy of Doomsday Clock handy, I could get that out and show you that. Who does the art in that? Gary Frank. That beautiful Gary Frank work. There are other books that look good. Dynamite. Hold on. I got a Dynamite book here. Dynamite kinda goes for some of that old looking stuff. And it's pretty. And I like it. But the books always seem to keep letting me down for some reason. Gosh, as much as I liked Executive Assistant Iris, I'm just seeing what books I have stacked up over here. As much as I liked Iris, I'm not sure the art in Iris was this good. Oh, here's a book with art that's this good. Luigi's art is absolutely killer. Let me just open this up to a random page. Yeah. The line work is sublime. It's also drawn with a car key because Luigi is a madman. Good art. When you find good art, treasure it. That's why I got this out of the 50-cent bin. It's not that I really cared about Cyberforce. It's not that I really like these characters. Like I said, he's the only dude I recognize. But, that's too many buts. But who did the cover? Cover painting interior colors by Joe Chiodo. So, the colorist did the color. Well, Brian Haberlin did computer colors. What does that mean? Well, this was during an interesting period of time. The reason Marvel bought Malibu, actually, I got a Malibu book right here, is to get their computer coloring technology. So, anyway, it's a pretty book. If you see this old stuff and you appreciate nice-looking art, it's worth picking up on the cheap. You know, maybe you don't want to pay $5 for it or something, but I got it for free out of a 50-cent bin, and it's in pretty good shape, actually. I mean, it's only got this little bit of a ding. There's maybe a slight crease here, but I think that's actually a printer defect. Like the blade from the cutter scored it, or the guy who was unpacking the box almost nicked it. You can't even see it if I... Oh, you can kind of see it if I do it like that. It's in pretty good shape. For free. It's hard to pass up. We'll be appearing on QVC. They advertise QVC. Okay, I'm done, guys. I'm done. But 50-cent bins are full of magical treasures. And sometimes you find something that just looks darn good. And this is a book that looks darn good. So, can recommend. I mean, anytime you find a book full of art from one of the old Image founders, it's probably worth picking up just because it's going to be pretty. You all have a great day. Remember to like, comment, subscribe with the good stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.